welcome to the very first edition of Walk in the Park. My name is Vicki Beatty and I'm your host. And we want to welcome you, so don't touch that dial. We're so glad that you're watching, and we hope that we give you some very good, important information about the park and what's going on. The first thing we want to talk about or let you know about is that the park office has moved. We're now in the John Miller Community Center. It's in the north end of the park, and if you'll come into the parking lot, you'll see some double doors, and above one of those double doors it says office. If you'll walk right in there, you'll find us. We'll be glad to take care of you. In the office, we rent the Frazee Center and all the shelters through the park, the 4-H building and the different buildings that's in the park. That's one of the things that we do. We also book the John Miller Center in there. And I want to tell you a little bit about that. If you have not been here, please come in. Let us give you a tour. The building stays busy all the time, and some of the things that we do is birthday parties for little kids. We have a climbing wall. They can play basketball. They can make a mess at our house, and your house is going to stay clean. And that is only $20 an hour. Then we have family reunions. We have wedding receptions. One of the most fun things that we do that we really enjoy is we have a lot of businesses come in. If you just need to get away and plan, we have the perfect room for you. We can serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner or snacks, whatever you need. We have a wonderful line of caterers that goes along with the building as well. We can do everything from pork chops to an ice sculpture. It's really a very neat place to come to. So what we want to invite you to do is just take a walk with us through the park. And now we're here on the east side of the John Miller building in the garden. And we've waited a long time for this garden to be finished. And it is absolutely beautiful. And what we have found is that the community has enjoyed the garden so much that they want to have weddings here. So we're going to have weddings. And you're welcome just to come up and bring a chair if you would like and just sit and read and just enjoy this beautiful, beautiful garden. And the lady that was very instrumental in making this garden happen is Rochelle Mayer, and she's going to share some information with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Vicki. I've always wanted to be an integral part of this garden since its inception. And the Fayette Garden Club was instrumental in creating this garden with the idea of helping grow community in Fayette County and to welcome visitors to Connersville. The vision of this garden was the educational part of it. Yes, and we were really thrilled that Patsy Miller donated the funds for this garden and allowed us to create such a beautiful space for everyone. We've had many volunteers throughout the community. We've worked with master gardeners, the Fayette Garden Club, and horticulture students as well as volunteers that have just stopped by to help us with the garden. And we're just so pleased with our progress. We have many donations. This beautiful fountain was donated by Kiwanis, and the shrubs behind the fountain here.
Let's walk over this way.
All right. The shrubs here were donated by Walmart, and they're backing the fountain. And when we lost our huge Norway maple, Showalter Blackwell Long donated this bald cypress tree. Hopefully someday it will be big enough to shade the garden bench that was donated to our garden. And
let's walk over here and see this cypress. I'm not a garden person, although I love gardens and trees and flowers, but I wasn't blessed with the green thumb. I think it's a green thumb it is, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you can kind of share with us some of this information about this tree and what it will do.
Well, this is a fast-growing deciduous conifer. And deciduous conifer means that it bears cones, and yet the leaves or the fine needles will fall off in the fall, and it will leaf out again in the spring. And I think it's going to be a wonderful addition to the garden. We're also hoping to look for donations for a pergola, and that's just a fancy term for an arbor that we want to have at the west end of the garden that will provide shade. Excuse me. And
how much do you think that do you need on that donation-wise?
$1,500 would cover the purchase and the installation for the pergola, and people can sit under its shade and look at the entire length of the garden.
And maybe read and just enjoy the garden, relax, and get rid of some of the stress. And anything else they might do there?
Well, I think they're just going to be able to contemplate and enjoy the beauty of the garden.
I think so too.
We've had a lot of wonderful people help us with this garden. Brown Heating and Cooling brought in the electric for the fountain at no charge. And Doug Levi of Total Lawn.
He put a lot of sweat equity, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He purchased and planted the shrubs at cost. And we have just had so many wonderful volunteers come out and help us in the garden.
And, you know, that's the nice thing about this garden and watching it, you know, come to fruition is the fact that the people came to the building because they need to get a drinks and different things like that. So we got to see some of that. And it was pleasing to watch all the volunteers unselfishly come out for many days and plant these plants.
Yes. It's just been a real eye-opening to see the wonderful people in Connersville that want to be a part of this.
Yes. One thing we might throw in at this time is that the library has Friends of the Library, and the park could use Friends of the Park. And so if you're home and you have some time that maybe you would just like to volunteer, please stop by and see us. It might be just pulling weeds out of the garden. It might be, I don't know. But there's always things going on that we would enjoy that. Kind of tell us a little bit about the garden and how you've planted it to go from season to season.
Well, initially we wanted to plant the perimeters of the garden so even the handicapped can enjoy the garden, because with this road around the garden, everyone has an opportunity to see our beautiful garden. And we just have had a lot of help in choosing the various shrubs and plants, and this fall we're hoping to put in some bulbs for spring blooming. This year we had the garden club, the master gardeners, the horticulture students, and volunteers come in and plant 500 perennials and summer blooming bulbs, and we still hope to add some peonies for the springtime and some beautiful roses for behind the fountain. So
the roses will go between the shrubs, is that correct?
Yes.
The roses will go between the shrubs, is that correct?
Between the shrubs and the fountain area, yes.
Now, is that donated by a certain group?
No, it was just a general purpose donation by one of the many people that have been helpful to us.
You know, this community continues just to give and give. It's wonderful, all the wonderful things that it does. And to think that this garden will be here for many years. It will bloom and grow, and the community can enjoy it for many, many, many years.
Our garden is a source of learning and beauty and pride for our community, and we want to thank Patsy Miller again for giving us this wonderful opportunity to bring the community together in the creation of this garden.
And if you don't mind, I'll just interject here too that the Miller Center has just done so much. The Miller Center brings people in from all over the state, actually. Business people from Indianapolis actually come here and book the building to hold shows and training and seminars. And it's just amazing how much the building is used, and it's a blessing to the community. It really is.
And it's so beautiful. I know everyone that sees it comes away and wishes that they had a community building as beautiful.
Yes, that reminded me, Vistian was here a couple of months ago, and the gentleman that did the training was from Michigan. And he just went on and on and on, and he said that he wanted to do all of his trainings here, and he wanted to take this building back to Michigan because they didn't have anything like this. You know, so it makes you very proud to be a part of what this building has done for the community.
Yes, we're so fortunate. I just can't say enough how wonderful it has been to be a part of this whole garden. Well,
Rochelle, I just want to say thank you because I know you guys put a lot of volunteer hours in. A lot of volunteer hours were put into this garden to make it as beautiful as it is. And from a person from the park, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart. And we love having you come in. You come in from time to time. We love having you come in. And I just can't tell you what this garden has meant to this park.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. And here we are on the south side of the John Miller Building, and we're getting ready to do something that's very, very exciting. It's never been done at the Miller Center. And we are having Jazz in the Park. So mark this on your calendar. September 14th from 1 to 5 p.m. 5 p.m. you want to be at the John Miller Center courtyard right here. Bring your blankets, your lawn chairs, and we're going to have jazz from 1 to 5. From 1 to 2, the Presby Stumpers are going to play. And from 2 to 5, Mike Webb has put together a band that is just going to be awesome, and you don't want to miss it. The sax player used to play in Buddy Rich's band, and he's going to be right here in Connersville, Indiana. So there's going to be so much going on. Bring your blanket, your lawn chairs. You sit under the shade trees. Enjoy jazz. We're going to serve ice cream. I just can't imagine a better afternoon in the park than Jazz in the Park, September 14th from 1 to 5 p.m. Put it on your calendars because we want you to be here and help us make a huge success. We also, that same weekend, we have Party in the Park going on, and that's brought to you by the Chamber. The Chamber's putting it on. It starts Friday night, and if you'll forgive me, I'm going to look at my notes here so I do not forget anything, because Katrina would really let me have it if I forgot some important facts. The Midway opens Friday night, September the 12th at 5 p.m. Saturday morning at 10 a.m., the fun begins all over again, and also ends at 10 p.m. on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, it starts all over again, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So it's 3 days of fun here in the park. They're going to have a Bluegrass Festival, and that's going to be Sunday from 12 to 5 p.m. There's going to be Civil War storytelling, antique tractor show, corporate challenge. And by the way, what they're looking for more corporate people or businesses to take part of this, and it's just a fun thing to do. 4 or 5 of your employees will challenge another group, and there's a traveling trophy, and you don't want to miss that. So call Teresa or Katrina at the Chamber today at 825-2561 and sign up. They're also going to have a toddler beauty pageant, and you know Connersville has some beautiful toddlers. CHS Marching Band. They're going to have a cruise in with the cars. They're going to have a car parade through town at 7 p.m. on Saturday night. So September 12th, 13th, and 14th is going to be a wonderful weekend in the park, and you don't want to miss that. So take a walk with me. We'll be right back. And here we are at the new Red Cross building. This building was built in 2001 by, and I'm going to look because I don't want to make a mistake, by the Whitewater Technical Career Center Building and Trades, the junior class of 2001. And it's one of the newest buildings we have in the park besides the John Miller Building, and it's used an awful lot for rentals through the year. But one of the biggest things it's used for is through the Fair Week, and the Red Cross Committee uses the building that week. I was doing a little bit of research, and we wanted to share some history with you. And this building was originally built, if you remember the old building that was here before this new one, the old building was built probably in the early to mid 1930s, and it was built by the Farm Bureau Co-op, and it used to be called the Farm Bureau Building. And the Farm Bureau used it for demonstrations through the Fair Week. And what I learned was on Thursday through the Fair Week, that was one of the biggest days here, and everybody gathered around this building for the demonstrations and just for enjoying each other's company and what was going on at the fair. So we're really excited to bring this information to you, and we hope that you enjoy it, and we hope that you watch us again this time next month. We'll try to bring some more information to you that's exciting about the park. In the meantime, if you have any questions or something that you want to tell us, please call us at the John Miller Community Center at 825-5244. And until then, we'll see you next month. Bye.